Hey everyone, welcome back to the Stitch Sessions. If this is your first time here, oh welcome. I'm Karen and I love all things to do with crafting with crochet. And last year I did a Christmas crochet tour where I showed you guys all the different things that I created for the holiday season. And so I thought I would make it an annual tradition. So this year I am showing you my Christmas crochet tour for 2022. And in fact, there were a few items in last year's tour that I actually didn't get a chance to put the tutorial up for it. I actually had more items than I had time to create the crochet tutorial for you. So you will find that there will be the tutorials for those items this year. And of course, I am going to leave a link in the description box down below for the Christmas crochet playlist. Tons of crochet tutorials there for you. And hopefully giving you some inspiration and some ideas on some of the things that you can make for your home decor or for gifts or for just yourself to enjoy. So I hope you'll enjoy today's little tour. And if you have any requests or suggestions as well, some of you guys have been sending me suggestions, which I really love. Make sure to put those in the comment box down below, okay? And of course, you guys know you can always email me directly. I know some of you prefer to do that, so you can email me at info@crochetcrafty.com and send me any of your questions or suggestions or requests, and I'll be happy to answer them for you. And of course, be sure to visit me on the website at crochetcrafty.com because there's a lot of extra bonus fun over there. We've got some free written patterns for you. We've got links to my Etsy shop, and make sure that you subscribe to the newsletter because I gift you a free written pattern every single month just for coming out and hanging out with me. So make sure to check that out, crochetcrafty.com. All right, so let's get started on this Christmas crochet tour. Okay, so for those of you that joined me last year for the 2021 Christmas crochet tour, you'll notice I'm in a different location this year. And that's because that side of the living area / entryway is a bit of a disaster. I will actually put a little bit of a clip in there for you. I'm in the middle of getting ready to do two big events. In about 10 days, I'm going to be putting on a dance show that I'm currently producing. So that's been taking up a lot of my time. And I'm also getting ready to do a craft show about 10 days after that. So I've got everything kind of pulled out and all over the place. So you can see like Christmas stockings that I've crocheted and hats and all kinds of crazy things. So I just am running out of time. So I thought I would create the focus this year on my window area. And it all started with a little guy that I'm going to show you in a minute. But I thought first I would start off with my china cabinet, which I always love to decorate. So last year, many of you know that I talked about how much I adore a traditional Victorian Christmas theme. So I'm keeping along with that theme this year. So I've got this beautiful antique china cabinet, and I always like to put a very sparse looking garland around it. And it's funny because in the Victorian era, it was all about handmade and kind of grassroots decor. But at the same time, it was also like a show of abundance and kind of a richness. So it's kind of a funny, interesting dichotomy we have here. But anyhow, so I always have a beautiful garland I like to drape over my cabinet. And actually this year I used to live in a vintage loft, 100-year-old loft, and I had these plush red velvet curtains made for it and these 11-foot ceilings. And I had these curtain tie backs, and I kept the tie backs, but I've never been able to figure out what I wanted to do with them. So this year I thought I would just hang them on the china cabinet, and it fits in perfectly with that Victorian themed kind of Christmas era. So that's what I've got there. Now, first thing I'm going to show you is one of the projects that didn't get a chance to upload last year, and that was this really pretty Christmas crochet angel. And it is made up of a simple granny square with a little kind of head we create on the top with a shell stitch. I talked all about it in my crochet tour last year, and we used the mesh stitch granny square. So this year I have finally made the tutorial for it, and it will be coming up for you shortly in the series as we lead up to Christmas. So as of the filming of this video, you would have just seen November's installment of the Shawl Weight Crochet series, which was the Ruana project. So I hope you've enjoyed that series, and I'm already getting myself ready for next year's series, which you'll be getting a sneak peek of that as well in the coming weeks. There's so much going on. So after this video goes live, I will begin to start posting the Christmas crochet tutorials. I know a lot of you like those, and I want to do it a little earlier. I like doing it in November. It gives you a little bit more time to get things ready for the Christmas holidays. And if you're not interested in seeing any of the Christmas crochet items, there are tons of other crochet tutorials on the channel. There's lots of playlists direct you to the projects that you might like, from blankets, hats, sweaters, pillows, baby items, mittens, all kinds of things. So make sure to check out the whole channel for other items. So Christmas Angel is going to be up this year. And you'll notice here too, a little decor item I have is these little Christmas balls, and there is a tutorial already live for this. We talked about this in last year's tour, and it's really great because you can use up a lot of the scrap yarn, and it works in perfectly with that Victorian theme because it's handmade, and they did use a lot of things like fibers and wools and things like that. So really, really great. And now just inside my cabinet, you might notice, and I'll put in a little bit of a closer clip here, that we've got some of these wreaths that I also crocheted. This is actually from 2 Christmases ago. I did talk about it in the other tour. But again, if you are looking for some small crochet items to add to your decor that are quick and easy to make, these are the ones for you. So this is the mini Christmas wreath. And so this is what I like to do with them. I always find different areas every year. I kind of mix it up. So I really do like to add decor not only around my china cabinet, but inside. So I added those 2 wreaths. I love to keep beautiful Christmas cards, and this one really lent itself to the Victorian vintage theme. So I just put it in there, kind of adds a little something. And then I added a little bit of lighting inside the cabinet just to kind of add a little bit of ambiance to it. And of course, there's this sweet little Christmas angel that actually my mother was getting rid of, and I said, hey, I'll take that. So there you go. So there is my Christmas crochet items on the china cabinet. I also made a few more of these Christmas angels, and I like to kind of adorn them on the doorknobs of the china cabinet. Of course, as ornaments, you can put them on your tree, absolutely. I always like doing it slightly different every year. So that is my china cabinet. Okay, so before I take you over to my window area, I'm just gonna quickly take you over to my little mini Christmas tree. And last year I did quite a few crochet ornaments for that tree. One of them was that sweet little snowman made out of basically 2 crochet circles. That was one of the projects that I didn't get a chance to upload last year. There is a tutorial for it this year. It's really, really quick, very simple. I just used single crochet stitches. I added some beading on there, and then you can tie it with a sweet little bow. Now I choose to kind of embed it in the tree. You can certainly add a little hanger to it if you like, but I really thought it lent itself perfectly for a smaller tree. But of course you can make yours larger if you want. Use a larger wooden ring, which you can get at the craft store, and use a bulkier yarn, and you will get a larger snowman ornament. So that one will be coming out in the next few weeks as well for the tutorial. All right, let's now go back over and check out my cozy Victorian window area, I call it. This actually used to be my dining area, but then when the pandemic hit and I was teaching from home a lot of you guys know I am a ballroom dancer. I teach dance as well as teach crochet and do all these videos. So I had to actually move my dining table out into my office area to create a little bit of a dance space. And actually I do still teach some of my classes online, as some people have preferred to have that as an additional option because it's kind of convenient. So this is a kind of an open area, and I thought this would be perfect to kind of focus on that simple Victorian decor theme. And I'm really excited because I just recently redid my window ledge. It used to be this typical, because this building is about 60 to 70 years old, and they had the typical terrazzo stone ledges. Now, I know terrazzo has kind of been on trend again, or maybe it's on its way out, but I've never actually been a big fan of that look because it doesn't always age well. And that is what was happening with my window ledge. So I just bought some marble contact paper and covered it up. And now I have this refreshed new window ledge that I'm really excited about. I know this is a crochet channel. It's not a home decor channel, but I just thought I would share that with you guys. So I'm going to take you now over to give you the full effect of what this window area looks like. And I'm very excited to dive into all of the things that I'm going to show you how to make. Okay, so here it is, my window area, and I am so happy with how it came out. It all started with this little guy here. I found him at HomeSense just 2 days ago. And if you're in the States, it's probably TJ Maxx or Home Goods. And it's this really simple reindeer. I love how she was just kind of sitting there with her legs folded, and it's all in like this dusty gray white with a little bit of sparkle on it. Very, very simple. And I just put the traditional Victorian ribbon on it just to kind of bring out that Victorian feel. And you can do so much with it. So I just thought, I was playing around with the garland on the windowsill, and she just fit perfectly there. So I'm very, very happy with that. So this was kind of the focal point. It started with the garland, and then I added the deer in the center, and then I just kind of started working my way out. Now, of course, every year I do, or I try to do, a different stocking tutorial. So this year, the stocking that we're doing is this one right here, and it is the super simple stocking. And this actually is going to be the very first tutorial that's coming out in the Christmas series. So basically, after you watch this video, the following Wednesday, which should be probably in a couple of days, this is the tutorial that we're going to upload. So you're getting a little sneak peek there. And it's very simple. Like when I say simple, it's like one panel, and it's just using the half double crochet stitch. And that's it. And then of course we just add a little bit of this fur trim at the top, and we use single crochet stitches, and you are good to go. And I love this yarn because it just lent itself so perfectly to that traditional Christmas. In fact, you might recognize it, I'm not sure if you do, but we use this yarn in the Drama Queen Dragon Tail shawl from last month. So I just thought it just worked out perfectly. And if you're curious about that tutorial, there will be a link for that in the description box down below, okay? And in my hand, I'm holding this cute, tiny little stocking. I've done mini stockings before, but I had a little bit of scrap yarn, and I just started whipping this up, and I just thought this is gonna make for a cute little, you can hang it on the mantle, or you can put it on a really large Christmas tree. I thought it'd be great to put like gift cards or something in here, and it's really, really sweet. So actually, these are one of the things I'm making a bunch of to sell at the craft fair. And by the way, if you are a resident of the Greater Toronto area, I am going to be at the Artisan Bazaar at Christ First Church in Clarkson Village. And I'll leave some information about that in the description box down below. If you guys are local, come on out, come and say hi to me, come and check out some more of these items that I have at the craft fair, and I'd love to meet you guys in person. So, okay, now moving on to the next item, I actually want to get this little guy back here in the corner. You might recognize him. He's missing his wings. I don't know where I put them, so I have to find his wings. But this was on my, remember how I made my pretend mantle from last year's crochet tour? Well, this guy, he is actually a Buddha. But I made this angel cape for him, and then I have some angel wings I put on the back, and for Christmas he becomes my little angel. He's got some weight to him. As you saw in last year's video, I use him as a stopper to hold the large mirror I have there, so he's got a bit of weight, but I thought he would look really, really cute on the windowsill. Okay, moving along, I did want to bring this back up. Now, we created this last year. It's the Christmas cabin cushions. And these were actually a big hit. I do have the written pattern for them now, finally, up on my Etsy shop. There is a link for it, and the tutorial in the description box down below. I love these. Again, this was using the traditional Christmas colors. I had some leftover bulky yarn. These are smaller pillows. They're 12 inches by 12 inches. In the written pattern, I do explain how to create a larger size of 18 by 18 in case you're wondering. So the cool thing about this design is that I color blocked it in the front, and then on the back, using the linen stitch, I kind of just created a more striped design. So I actually did that because I was kind of running out of the red color. So I just, luckily I had enough to create 2 of these. So it's just great because you can put them in opposition, or you can do one look, or you can do another look. And I really like them. They, again, very cozy, traditional Christmas colors, simple stitches, single crochets and chains. That's it, that's all. And you can create this really cool little design. You don't have to use bulky yarn, by the way. I do use it in the tutorial. But I find that sometimes when you're doing stuffed items, the bulky yarn just, I don't know, it comes out a little bit nicer. Not always, but a lot of the times that's the case. This tutorial already is out. It was done last year, so you can find it in the Christmas crochet playlist. And that is the Christmas cabin cushions. Just reminds me of this cozy winter getaway. Okay, so moving along on our stocking holder, you're going to notice some of these little Victorian wreaths, crochet wreaths. That was from last year's Christmas tour. I whipped up quite a few of these. They're on my little mini tree. I like to hang them in different areas as well. And I did them in a variety of different ways. In the tutorial, I believe I showed it to you using the crochet thread, which lent itself a lot more to that Victorian Christmas theme, and added some beads for embellishment and some ribbons. That tutorial is already live on the channel, so make sure to check that out. And I did another one this year. It looks slightly different, and I used, hopefully you can see that as I come a little closer, I used some of that sparkle white yarn. I forget who does it. I think it's Bernat that has it. And I did it in the same method that I did that one, but I used the linked single crochet stitch. And I'm not sure if I'll have time to put a tutorial up for it this year, but I will make a tutorial for this one. It does look slightly different. So, you know, if you're the type of person that really likes detail and likes to see something different, this might be a little one for you. So I just love how these stocking holders, also you can kind of embellish them. Again, just to kind of add some, I don't know, some cushion and coziness to it. I really like it. So as you can see, I did 2 of the stockings to match. You don't have to. I've done many stockings that that I just did singles, and there's quite a few stocking tutorials in the Christmas crochet playlist. So check it out. All of the Christmas stuff is going to be on that one playlist, so make sure to check it out. Okay, I have, I think, 2 more items to show you. Yes. Okay. So coming over here, I just draped this over the chair. This is a Christmas table runner, and I created this using some crochet thread. I had a lot of it gifted to me a while back, and I used the star stitch along with some double crochets and single crochets to create this kind of lacy, wintry landscape. And that is actually what I'm going to be using on my pretend mantle this year once I kind of get all this chaos organized. It looks beautiful against a dark surface. So if you've got a nice rich wood dining table or something like that, it's going to come across beautiful. You don't have to do it in white, by the way. I just had a lot of this leftover crochet thread in white, and I thought it would be perfect. And what I did for the border is I used a puff stitch shell stitch, or a fan stitch, maybe I would say, because shell stitch, traditionally, I think of a shell stitch as 3 double crochets. This uses 5 puff stitches, I believe, with a chain in between. So I would call that more of a fan stitch. So I used the fan for the border, and then I embellished that fan with just some chains and single crochets to create this little frilly effect around the edges. It is a little bit trying if you're not a fan of crochet thread. So just putting that out there. Now, not to say that you can't use a lightweight number 3 yarn. You could use a medium weight 4. You're just going to create a bulkier runner. So it depends on what you're looking for and what you're going to use your runner for, by the way. I like to use 100% cotton for anything that I may use that comes in contact with moisture or heat, especially if it's a table runner. Like maybe at some point I might use it on my Christmas table where there's going to be food and all of that stuff. Probably I won't because it's white, but cotton is the best thing for it. So if you're going up to a medium 4, there are medium 4 weight cotton yarns. I just find my personal taste, in my personal opinion, is some of them start to look a little bit, the quality is not as, I don't know, elegant, I guess I would say. Although Lion Brand did put out a mercerized cotton yarn, which they called a medium 4. I really would consider it more like a lightweight number 3, but I made some placemats out of that. Now that was really nice cotton yarn, and it wasn't so thin. So that might be something to look into. What was the name of that yarn? 24/7. That was it. I'm not sure if they still carry it. What I notice sometimes is when certain yarns kind of are discontinued, I check it out on Amazon, and usually Amazon will still have, I don't know if somebody just bought like a whole bunch and there's left over. It tends to be a little bit pricier sometimes when you go on Amazon or Etsy. Etsy is another really, really great one to go on to. Sometimes people buy a bunch at the beginning when those yarns are released. So cotton, the best thing for kitchen stuff, kitchen or dining stuff. So it's a long way of saying that I created the Christmas runner, table runner. I originally was going to use this as a runner on my console table for my entryway to create a Christmas landscape kind of thing. So then I changed my mind. I thought I'm going to put it on the mantle. So all kinds of things you can do with it. So that is a new tutorial coming up this season. So you'll see that very soon. And lastly, you may have noticed in the wide shot of my window area that I've got these sweet little crochet slippers down by the bottom of the chair there. I created those last year, and they've got a little bit of fuzz on the top, and they just lend so perfectly to like a cozy Christmas vibe. So I included them in my Christmas scape here today and for this year, but we created those last year. So that tutorial is already live. I know a lot of you guys like doing crochet slippers as parts of Christmas gifts. So I've got actually two that I can remember. The one is the non-slip crochet slipper, which is already live on the channel. And then I think these are called the cozy Christmas slippers. So both of these are already live and ready for you guys to check them out and create your own Christmas slippers. So there you have it. Okay, I think I have covered everything in my tour this year. I know it's been a little bit kind of disjointed because of where I am and all this stuff, but I hope that you got some cool ideas for creating some fun projects for your holiday season this year, whether it's for your home decor or to create them as gifts. Again, check out the full Christmas crochet playlist. Last year we even included a scarf, the Holly Jolly scarf, which was really cute. And yeah, so tons of stuff there. Remember that if you have an idea of something you'd like to see me do, like maybe you haven't seen anything that I've done yet for a Christmas crochet project, leave it for me in the comment box down below, and I'll be sure to give it a try. Also, don't forget that you can find me on the socials. I'm on Instagram and Facebook at The Stitch Sessions. Check out my Etsy shop, which is Crochet Crafty Canada. And I'm still working on uploading a lot more of those patterns. Many of you are asking for the patterns. I have not forgotten about you. In the meantime, I also have a whole bunch of free patterns that are on the website. So don't forget, visit me at crochetcrafty.com. Now, coming up as well throughout this holiday season, we are also going to be doing a year in review of our Shall We Crochet series. We've got one more installment left coming up in December, and that, for me, that shawl is going to be the pièce de résistance, I guess, is what you call it. Because it's a shawl shape that is not seen or very rarely seen in crochet. You see it knitted a lot, and it took me a while to kind of figure out the shaping of it. So I'm really excited for you guys to see it. That is the last installment. Once that happens, we're gonna do a big year in review. I'm gonna go through all the projects we did this year. And then there will be a little sneak peek on what we're going to do for next year's crochet series. Oh my goodness, how could I forget? There is one more item in the crochet series. So I'm just gonna put a little clip here of it. It's actually draped on my couch right now. And this is the honeycomb movie night blanket. I call it the movie night blanket because it's just so cush and cozy, and it's perfect for cuddling up on the couch and watching movies. I know a lot of us do that over the holidays. There's that downtime between like Christmas and New Year's. So this blanket I actually made a few years back, but I never did a tutorial on it, and it's using the honeycomb stitch. So there actually is gonna be a tutorial on how to create the stitch and how to crochet the blanket. So I can't believe I almost forgot that. So that is the last item on this array of Christmas crochet items. Now, over the holidays, you guys know that usually in the last week of December, I usually actually have a video posted every single day. I know a lot of us are home for the holidays. Maybe a lot of you have some downtime. So I will be doing the same thing this year. Last year, what I did is I posted some stitch tutorials so that you guys were able to kind of be exposed to some different stitches that maybe you hadn't thought about using before. This year, what I'm going to do is I am going to mix in, along with some stitch tutorials, some travel vlogs of my trip to Italy. And those of you that follow me on Instagram know that I took a trip to Italy back in September, and I was actually working on my crochet while I was traveling. I was doing a lot of editing and I was trying to crochet a little bit. So I did a vlog of that trip. So I will be sprinkling some of those videos in along with some crochet tutorials. So the month of December will be busy with lots of crochet activity. I hope you guys will enjoy it. I hope you've enjoyed this tour today. And as always, I'm so excited to have you guys come along and hang out with me every week. If you're new here, I invite you to press that subscribe button. Come and join the crochet family. I think right now we are about just shy of 9,000 subscribers. I'm so excited. It's like having 9,000 crochet friends. How cool is that? Actually, I'm hoping if I can hit 10,000 before Christmas, I'm gonna be doing a little crochet giveaways. So what I'm gonna get you guys to do is, if you're not already subscribed, make sure to press that subscribe button. Hit the like button if you like this crochet tour, and leave me a comment down below of what your favorite Christmas crochet item is to create. And I will pick a random winner once I hit 10,000 subscribers. All right, guys. Hopefully this is a great start to your holiday season. I hope you have an amazing day. Have a wonderful start to your season. Take good care of yourselves. Happy crocheting as always. And I will see you guys in the next session, which should be the simple Christmas stocking. Bye guys.